Hi folks, I'm Mark with Artisan Restoration, and we're at a barn by Belle Plaine that I've been referring to as the last barn restoration project of the year, and this weekend is the 1st of January. So anyway, let me tell you what, somebody put a dormer up in that part of the barn to get the hay in there, and it was never flashed right to begin with, and resulted in terrible amount of leakage inside here. And we had to replace the floor there. But over on this end of the building, there was a small granary building that took up about a third of this area, and the roof on that was bad too. So we ended up reframing up a section of this before we put the rubber roof membrane back on it and peeled the old one off. There was steel siding on the side of the building here, and we salvaged all of it so we could repair some things on the other end of the building, because that steel is not made any longer. Anyway, inside here, after we fixed up the floor, we had to replace a whole bunch of roof framing too. Those two posts were replaced. These diagonal braces were installed here to brace the end wall, and all of the rafters from the end wall over to the second bent had to be replaced, and the roof sheathing and the beam at the top. And we did that by holding up that section of the roof with my little crane while we tore everything apart and reframed it. We had to put a new header over the door and replace both door posts also. The other thing we did was we added a stairway here using some old 3x12 stringers, and we used them for the treads too. Any of you been around a barn, you realize that nice stairs like this usually aren't part of the original design, because they just would throw the hay down a hay chute to the cattle, and that's one of the hay chutes right there, as a matter of fact. One of the cool things about this barn is it appears to have been lifted up, and the old foundation was replaced with block, or maybe a block foundation was put in front of it. But anyway, these big steel I-beams down here are wrapped around an old timber 8x8 post or beam, and the post used to sit here by these blocks. And anyhow, we've got half as many posts down here as we did before. So anyway, the other thing we did was we jacked up this corner where the sill was rotten, and we had to replace the foundation here, which was almost non-existent. So we did that. Over here, we used some of that steel from the other end of the building to patch up some holes here and take care of this, and pull a ton of vines off the wall too. This door, there never was a door here, so we added a track and a door and put that in. The foundation under this door post was bad, so we ended up replacing that with some concrete. And over here we did the same thing. There's a concentrated load with that post there, and there wasn't anything to set it on. The other timber frame work we did was we replaced that beam there, which was totally rotted out due to the leakage of the old rubber roof. And then the last thing we did down here is I jacked up these steel I-beams in the flat roofed area to give them just a little bit of slope. You can see the shims I put underneath here. I jacked them up about 2 inches so the water had a little more incentive to run off the building. And we tore out one of the feed bunks on the other side. This one here, we peeled the roofing off of it, and that was about it. But the oh, now the sun's coming out. Great. The roof was badly bowed. The rafters in there really should have been 2x6s. So they had their fair sag in them. We've got probably 5-6 inches of shims underneath the 2x4s we installed up there. But the ridge is straight as an arrow, and everything else is too, practically. Cupolas got patched up. They were all full of bullet holes and rusted out a little bit, so we fixed those up before we put them back up there. Well, that's, like I said, that's the last roofing job of the year, and or last barn restoration job of the year. We hardly ever do roofing unless there's a lot more to it than that. So anyway, thanks for watching, folks, and we'll see you next year, I guess. Right? Bye.